Hi, welcome to vlog 24, the penultimate session.
We didn't die!
Yay.
And stay dead!
Just went
More
unconscious a couple
accurately.
times. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, that is good. No one died.
We were the dice gods were on our side, I'd say.
Oh, yes, they
Yeah.
were today.
Got a lot of crit fails.
Arceus was with us, yes.
Mhm.
The offering of orange Pikachu's works.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, who ended up with the most injuries? I'm curious about that.
Tiffany has one at end. Lux has none somehow.
Molly has none.
Are we all
I'm
really
gonna bet it's
surprised about
Chase.
Are we surprised about this, Ron? I've had 4.
Chase took a lot.
How many? How many?
4. He's left with 4. He took
Oh.
5.
Well,
Okay.
it also took
He
5
gets
and is
knocked
left with 4.
down, but he gets up again. You're never gonna keep him down.
Mhm.
How many did Remy take? Injury
Remy
wise?
would have
'Cause he already had
taken
one.
he would have taken the 50%er and the 0, so 2.
Okay, so we only got halfway to death with
And then
any
negative 50.
one character.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
Not bad. Not bad.
And only because I was able to negate essentially 2 injuries off
Mhm.
of the 0 to 1 hit or 0 to 32 hit point buff.
Mhm.
Yeah, feature.
Mhm.
Dang. Mm-hmm.
And
was-
metal.
it was
Metal was
good.
helpful. The one time you
Good
would use
balance. Right, I
Yeah.
could use it twice, and I totally forgot to do it. We could have had him at negative 40% for the entire match. Got it once. It was a good balance. It was a good balanced fight at the end of the day. Deadly as all hell, but
And Tiffany getting to run around like a moron. Heal! Revive!
but it,
I want to fight too!
Oh, so
Revive!
useful.
Which was important because if
mhm.
the missing no was able to take 5 rounds of sucking souls out of creatures,
Yeah.
then those creatures would have automatically died.
Oh.
That's not gonna happen.
So was it just the fainted pokes?
Fainted pokes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Hmm.
He
'Cause
doesn't want any of you filthy human auras.
At the time-
Filthy humans.
Yeah, at the time when Molly told him to get away, like she and I were both thinking it was just all pokes that were adjacent
Oh.
to him. But later on I said, okay, I think it's just fainted ones. So that's good.
Mhm.
Because the tether always cut off when they were revived again.
Yeah.
So if people want an insight on how that combat worked, so I had a chart that basically had all of I had the weakness chart, and for every plate that you didn't collect, Team Omni had.
Right.
So you guys had like 11, no, I think Team Omni ended up with 11 plates.
Yeah.
And so
They had more than us for sure.
He
that
tried.
determined what his starting defenses were. So basically, it was possible, depending on how many plates he still had on him, he could either negate damage, half damage, or even heal damage. That's why when he was about to hit himself with normal damage, he was about to heal himself with normal damage.
Yeah, so you
But
couldn't
as
heal.
you took, yes, but as you took plates away from him, then that, whittled down his weaknesses and resistances.
How would
So that's how that worked.
How would the healing have worked?
The healing have worked? What do you mean by that?
How would he have healed himself by hitting himself?
So for the way the chart, the way I set up the chart, for every if something did a critical hit, if something was super effective on the chart, then I gave it a 1 value. If something did normal damage, then I gave it a 0 value. If something did half damage, then I gave a -1. If it negated damage completely, I gave it a -2. So then I summed up all of those values across the table, and then depending on the total, so if you had a total of 1, then that would deal double damage to the missing no. Because of the combination of plates that you took away from it, it was still super effective with dark damage. So Kyle's attacks were actually hitting it pretty well because of the plates that you did manage to collect.
Yay!
Yeah.
If it had a 0 value, then damage dealt to it was normal. If it got a -1 total, damage dealt to it was halved. If it had -2, damage dealt to it was negated. If it had -3 total, then it healed half the damage. If it had -4 total, it healed full damage, and so on and so on and so on.
Okay.
So it did start with a couple of elements that would have healed it full damage, and a couple of stuff that would have healed it half damage. But fortunately, you were smart enough to focus more on collecting the plates than actually attacking Jaboko, especially with its annoying auras.
Yeah.
Really
You
annoying
keep
auras.
forgetting to shatter.
You keep forgetting to shatter, which probably would have made it a little easier, but you were fine.
Oh, were you guys forgetting? I thought you were just holding off for
Tiffany
some reason.
was just never around. It's like, I gotta go heal people.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I trust my teammates.
No,
I also-
around to it eventually.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I
very
also
proud
put
of you,
the-
you did. Sorry.
I also put Cerebellum and Martial Artson up at the top at the machine. So there was the option of also attacking them, because if you were able to get up to them and attack them, then you had the ability to destroy the machine, and destroying the machine would have weakened the god as well. So you had different options of how to take this down.
Well, it was getting
But
up there.
He was. He was
Would
trying.
have gotten there in a few turns.
Molly got up there at the end.
And you only needed to destroy one aura, so that was
I mean,
pretty
it's good though that like Bullet was taken out when he was, and not like once he was 40 feet in the or 40 meters in the air or whatever.
We got 2
You could've
spare aura breaks.
You could have, 2 spare aura breaks, so just, call on Gertine again. You took down the dad of Arceus. Surely you can take down the
Well,
god
they do
of
have
the
one aura
underworld with
break
2
left.
aura breaks.
You want your freedom?
breaks.
Let's
Two
go
aura
find
breaks,
it.
yeah.
Let's go have it in Johto. We'll mess with them.
Yes. And you still have your
Full res. Come
resurrect
on.
someone full
Yeah.
res. You still have the full res.
Except
so
for
you can
I
use
don't
that.
think he's gonna let go of Noir now that he has her.
We had like I'm surprised that absolutely none of us used the vast majority of the god gifts were unused during that entire fight,
Mhm.
which surprised me a lot. I really thought we would use them like back and forth.
A lot of its damage type was
Right.
determined randomly. So if it had done lightning damage, or if it had done fire damage, or water damage, that might have been a thing.
Yeah.
But the way that the rolls were going, that
Yeah.
wasn't happening.
Yeah.
But certain things like Palkia's gift, I was prepared to use that if Molly was getting low or something.
Mhm.
Of course, the resurrection I fully expected to use at least one
Yeah.
during
Mhm.
this fight. But yeah, none of it. And then the elemental ones, we didn't need them. Nothing.
You could have resurrected Cerebellum or Martial Arts, and you could have
No.
resurrected them.
Lux is the only one that wants that, and I don't think any of the humans are gonna help. Well, Noir might. She's still upstairs with him, depending on where we start next
Yeah,
session.
just in shock. It's fine.
And the nice thing is, if you don't use your abilities now, maybe you'll use them in the future, after this campaign. So
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, could
Yeah.
be.
Maybe.
it's so whatever gifts you have, you can technically still keep. You still keep. So
Nice.
maybe if certain, I don't know, characters from space
Space adventure.
from another universe, maybe a space-faring bunch of people end up in your doorstop, then you
That'd
could
just be
unleash,
weird. That could happen.
unleash a little bit of lightning rod.
I've been
Action on
sticking the fork in the socket all day. Shut up, I'm ready.
Although, we might be a little less hostile because we know the whole
We'll be
We've
chill.
been there.
Oh, you guys, we'll trust you immediately.
I'm still
You
wondering
have a
about
god
that though,
chasing you, because we
Wait.
did that once.
with how we're gonna get all together. I wonder about that.
Find
Well, because
out soon.
the Dragon Age group, they have their own base,
Mhm.
but our group, it seems like it's still going to be pretty fractured by the end.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Got one more
They didn't,
session.
they didn't seem fully united either, so
Maybe they're given the Courteous Mansion. He did stop a god.
Oh.
Granted, Kyle's really only witness to this.
I just wanted to point out a positive about us not having lots of plates, less Pokemon sacrifices to make up for that.
Yeah.
It was a good thing.
That's gonna bother Tiffany for many years to come.
Glass half
She literally feels that's her fault.
Were you saying some, Shay? I missed
glass half full is all I said.
Oh, yes. All perspective.
So I have a question for Riz.
It's me. Hey.
What would have been the game of wits? What would have been the game?
Monty Hall, essentially.
I don't know what that is.
Then I'll give you the rundown.
Okay.
So what it would have been, or what Cassie would have proposed, essentially, was that if he wanted to play himself as opposed to Cassie playing,
Wicked Grace. Nice. Okay.
Strip poker.
the humans would have huddled together, and they would have picked one person to not hold a potion behind their back, essentially.
Okay.
Giratina would pick one person who he thought didn't have the potion, because that would be his way of winning. And then they would remove everyone else from the group except for those two people, the person who didn't have the potion and one person who did have the potion.
Yeah.
And then he would get the choice to either stick with his original choice or to switch to the second person.
I see. Monty Hall. Now I know.
Yeah.
Now I know.
Yeah.
Having any so good thought.
Mm-hmm.
Totally glad I didn't do that. Because if there was any chance, a chance of failing to end up on top versus two people that are literally throwing themselves at Giratina to, oh, please take my soul. Please take my soul. He's definitely going with doors 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Not door number 3.
Gosh darn it.
I don't blame him. We just blame the other two for jumping in so readily to that kind of range.
Yes. Lux tried stopping his bro. He really did.
What does Noir think is entailing? What does she feel that being a servant to the god of the underworld will entail?
Well,
Paperwork?
maybe. Well, she definitely feels like she's wasted the God of Death's time. Oh, not wasted. Like, it wasn't wasted, but she's took up a lot of the God of Death's time for looking for it, like 3 years. So it's just like, this is about to, like, stuff with the world order. Moses, like, help fix that. Like, he completely ignored, like, the whole death god thing. So that's a bad sign. And plus the gods protected her for a number of years in Fabian, so she kind of feels indebted to the Pantheon.
For some reason, I picture Meg and Hades in Disney's Hercules. For some reason.
Oh yeah.
It's bad. Like,
Megan.
I mean, you feel bad, but part of the job means you get to go around and kill people, right? Like people who don't want to die necessarily.
maybe it's just like
No, that's part of it. That's
to be
part
the
of it.
weapon that you've been trying not to be this entire time.
Yeah.
Well, you're
Chase
someone's
was the
tool.
one who
Someone's
said
tool.
maybe she should embrace being a weapon.
Hey, if Noir's changing in that direction, more power to her.
That's scary.
Like, she hopes she'll be able to be understanding, reassuring the dispenser of Giratina's justice, but yeah.
It goes back to the Chase warehouse scene. The point he was trying to make there is if you choose to be the weapon, then you're no one else's weapon. And so somewhat Noir is the one who signed over to be the weapon. So that's why Chase didn't force the stop of that action. She made the choice at the end of the day.
Yeah. Molly's
Why
not
chase
too
someone
thrilled about it. She's not too thrilled about it, but she respects that it was Noir's decision in the end. Like Noir came to her to ask for advice, and Molly was basically just like, you have to think about it.
I knew that both Shay and Dean were trying to help with the situation, but I ultimately felt that this is Ella's scene.
Yes.
And so I wanted to lean on what Ella wanted to do. So that's another reason why I was moving away from Cassie's proposal and Shay's proposal a little bit, because I wanted this to be Ella's scene.
Though now I assume that Giratina is going back to his other realm and talking to all his god buddies. Like, okay, guys, the craziest thing happened today. This vamp chick from Earth, she challenged me. I didn't know what to say.
Like
around the water cooler.
Yeah.
So how was your weekend?
They will know my name.
Yeah. Although, technically, like, still have a deal. Noir's contracted to, like, serve the Lord of the Underworld. So, you know, if she, like, usurps him at some point,
Oh, there you go.
if she tries to do that, then she'll serve herself.
Yeah.
I mean, for all you know, like every now and then Giratina's like, I've been doing this job for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. I need a vacation. Noir, take over. I'll be gone for an indefinite amount. And he'll just give you this scythe. Here, take over. And then he'll just disappear for like several months as he hangs out somewhere in
I'm going to Disney World.
Alola. He'll go, or Disney World, or Alola.
Yeah,
He'll go hang out
he
at
gets a
Alola.
vacation after, like, 3 years chasing this random person.
I do like to imagine Giratina shrinking down and little Giratini going on roller coasters. and stuff.
Giratini.
Oh, that's terrible. Eating little strawberry shortcake.
Pony rides.
Yes.
He'll go in little roller coasters along with the Litwicks.
Yeah.
Those Litwicks.
Finally, we got
If the Litwicks
Finally,
originally worked with Giratina, the little Litwicks, it was like, oh, go, Ghost Pokemon, and, like, investigate this weird disturbance I'm feeling in that world. And they're like, oh yeah, we'll work for you, dead god. We'll work for the gods.
we finally found out what the Litwicks were. What was up with those guys.
Yep. And Chase was not disappointed.
well, I don't know about Chase, but I wasn't disappointed by it.
Lux was just confused, like, they're that dumb? How did we not catch them?
I liked that they all agreed that they weren't smart.
We're not smart. We just do what we're told.
Oh, cultists.
Oh, that doesn't make me feel sad for them, because it's like they were probably encouraged to have that viewpoint that they were dumb.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they embrace it, so it's fine.
Which reminds me, are they still on their way to that chamber?
They probably will. We'll see what happens in the next.
We have to leave eventually, so we might run into them.
They're gonna show up like, yay!
Did we miss it? Is there reascending?
Yeah,
about that.
Yeah, sorry, we missed it. Awesome.
Oh man.
Right. Well, Lux doesn't have high charm, but I'm pretty sure Noir does. Or Guile, we can do this.
Yeah,
Really
Tiffany
gonna
could do
lie
it.
to him.
It's like,
Plus,
you should
yeah,
go
Remy,
join-
he's the best liar.
he told you he wants you to go join the Clefairy tribe now.
Nice.
That was
Yes.
Bye.
No, you just come to the Clefairy and you'd be like, here's my firstborn child. And you plop down a Litwick. And here's the rest of my children. And here's the rest of the children.
We adopted.
Yeah, we adopted. There we go. That counts. We adopted. They're firstborn to us. So.
Yeah, they are.
Anything else?
Water was
So are you
one of the type sacrificed, right?
What?
I'm sorry?
Water type was one of the types sacrificed, wasn't it?
No, because there's a splash plate.
Splash plate. Never mind.
Yeah, you got all the plates.
No, but
No,
yeah.
talking
Judas Game of
sacrifice
Water was one
types.
that was sacrificed.
Dragon, I think, actually was, because we don't think we... No, we got the Draco plate. And
We have
Dragon Age.
Draco
Never
plate,
mind.
so.
Yep. we
Tide
did.
might still be alive. I care about this. Tiffany would care a lot.
Now that you have all of the plates, what are you going to do with them?
Well, it
Epic
depends.
dinner party.
It depends on where the plates all end up.
I bet you can, if you have them all as a set, you could sell them big on eBay or something. Mint condition Arceus plates.
No. This draws crazy people.
It's eBay leaf. Is what it's called.
eBay leaf, yes.
No, I know Cassie's gonna try to get them all.
Oh, Molly's holding
Gotta
on.
catch them all.
Molly's holding on to that sky plate. She likes it.
Lux just has a plate.
The precious.
Precious.
Can I use this to replace my skull? There we go. This feels right. Then we'll carve eye holes into it.
I was half expecting that Noir would banish the god.
Yeah, I thought
some
about
point.
that, but I wasn't sure if it was going to banish Lobel because I wasn't sure how like physically tied they were.
Yeah, I was waiting to see if he was inside Lobel again.
It would have only been temporary.
It was like 2 turns, wasn't it?
It's like for like 2 turns.
I think it was 1D
plus
something.
It's like 1d4 plus 2 rounds, I think. But that may have bought you some time to grab plates. If the god wasn't there. But that's okay. You still got it.
I forgot to use Cursed Body when he kept using like those same moves over and over again. It's like, well, technically got hit by like one of them, so it's like, damn it. Should have used Cursed Body. Don't even be able to use that move anymore.
Being able to use the heal block was clutch because he still had 5 recover left.
He had 5 recover left.
He had 5. He had 10 recovers. He used 5.
All right.
That shortened the battle a little bit.
I was assuming he had 5 total, like Judgment.
Yeah, the reason I was this close. I was this close to trying to use Bolt of Judgment on him, but I know that's dragon type, and I wasn't sure if he had a fairy, if there was a fairy type something.
Yeah.
So I said I'm not gonna waste this gift. If it's not gonna work.
When a lot of people were down, that could have done some really heavy damage.
Yeah.
I think when Chase was down, it could have done a lot of damage.
Are you guys disappointed that you weren't able to use your gifts during the final battle, or do you feel good about yourselves that you didn't need them?
I feel pretty proud.
I mean, I think a lot of the plates were really just situational where it didn't. I mean, like based upon the types and the fact that it was a glitch and random, it just never came up really.
Mm-hmm. Oh, actually, speaking of glitch, what state is Sniffles in now? Is he still glitched?
Yeah, he's still glitched until you can figure out a way to deglitch him.
Baby.
We know a way.
Church.
We know a way.
Take me to the church.
I mean, I'm not disappointed we didn't have to use the res.
Also very good.
Well, the one time
You still
stuff.
have it. You still have it, so that's true.
I was like, oh god, if Bullet dies because Molly told him to fly that way.
Yeah.
You had some close calls.
Yes,
But
we did.
it is hard to kill characters.
Yeah.
In, the
In
game.
this game, it is. Yeah.
It's
So
not.
worried that Molly was going to die from being shot down from the air. Like I wasn't sure if the levitate kept her in that position or it like sent her plummeting 2 meters off the ground.
Yeah.
Bullet was also there.
Yeah,
too.
Bullet was gonna catch her.
Yeah,
Bullet
we
was
literally
gonna catch
just did this a few sessions ago. It'll be
Yeah, Molly
Give me a
wasn't-
rush.
Just for the record, Molly, I want to imagine that Molly was like totally unfazed by everything that they were trying to do to
Yeah.
her. Just like, oh, we just killed your god. What do I have to do for
Yeah.
you?
a little disappointed Lux didn't get to talk to them, though. I wanted to see where that would have went.
Wasn't Lux like a human one? So they weren't in their human bodies. So they're probably just in the cages.
Maybe. We'll see. Well, actually, were the numbers even Pokemon to cages? There were 7 humans, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Pokemon that I've written down. So there is 1 human over Pokemon.
I'd have to go back and look over things.
There are
again.
13 in the cage.
There
There
are
are
7
13.
humans in the jail cells and 6
yeah.
Pokemon in the cages. Unless I wrote something down wrong. Which
Well,
is
they're
also
all-
very possible.
Well, they're all humans right now, so that means the rest of
Mind-wise,
Team
at least.
Yeah.
14 would be Chase. 15, 16 are now dead. In
There would,
Rubble.
yeah.
And 17,
I would add.
18 are out there.
I would actually add 2 more. Now that you mention it, there would be 2 more humans.
Okay.
Yes, there would be 2 more
Cool,
humans
cool.
in there.
Okay, so yeah,
There are
because like
two.
Okay.
yeah, because
I
we
still
can't
might
count.
get that reunion.
Because when we do like the 18 types, like you can't count the two on the platform because they also have a human body. So
Which
the
are-
humans would be elsewhere.
Well, I think that's.
That's what I was trying to keep
Hark,
track
was
of.
that your review? Was that your update, Hark? Is that the two that die? The humans are theoretically in the cage, or those are two humans missing in the cage?
Two are that those two would be the two humans in the cage. So you would
Okay.
have
Okay.
recognized them as the director, female director, and the scientist-looking guy would have been in the cage as well. Scientist-looking guy, yes.
Shush.
Aw. Although, side topic, Lobel has been Lobel. Tiffany has bald her father. Does that mean she owns him now by Jodo law?
I
Lobel,
guess.
I summon you. Do my dishes. Bye. Maybe I'll let you go to work today. Maybe.
Man, Alicia's gonna have a lot of new patients if we manage to save all these people.
Oh gosh, yes.
So much
Oh, it's
business.
time for our group therapy session finally?
Finally,
We have been teasing this all season. And in the Hot Springs episode.
I think we've got enough to cover in the last session.
Yes.